After this, we had Cody come out for a babyface promo, and the crowd just loved him.
Oh my God, this crowd was so hot for Cody Rhodes.
A lot of brothers.
A lot of brothers around that ring.
Like this guy.
A lot of brothers going like,
brothers.
That tattoo's not great, mate.
Well, I don't hate the tattoo.
I like the tattoo, I just think it's a bad placement.
But he sort of says he's gone through the personal and the professional. He brought up the purse and the sort of money element to wins and losses. And he says that MJF beat him, come out and...
Well, I
didn't quite understand.
Well, what he was asking was, he was like, I want you to look me in the eyes and tell me that you beat me fair and square. Because obviously he knows that he cheated. Yeah. So he wants him to almost like step up, be a man, you know, nut up or shut up, just come out here and tell me what you did. Like, you know, admit to me. But he didn't get MJF. Instead, he got the shocking DDP yoga walking adverts, Jake the Snake Roberts. Walking a key word there, because without that DDP yoga, I don't think he would be walking or even be with us today. But thankfully he is, because Jake the Snake Roberts, God bless his heart, he looks like Mr. Burns has told him to shave his sideburns, and he cut this incredible promo. Because he just comes out like, hey man, I'm not here to praise you, I'm here to slay you. And he just had all of these, like, it's like backstage he thought of 20 lines and then just picked the 6 best ones.
We're looking at arguably the greatest promo of all time. The greatest talker in the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, Paul Heyman's fantastic. CM Punk's amazing. But it's probably Jake the Snake. Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake is number one.
Oh, what a promo he is.
And he's, you know, it's a risk employing him. Apparently he's been okay for a couple of years, but
it's been clean,
it's always a concern because he has screwed up so many times.
Yeah.
And, you know, so many times where if it does happen again, it's like, well, it's your fault, AEW.
Yeah.
But I've got my fingers crossed because I think we all love him. We've all seen Wrestling with Shadows.
The Resurrection of Jake the Snake.
Resurrection of Jake.
He was in Wrestling with Shadows as well, but it was the Resurrection was like it was the big DDP one of the comeback. Not Wrestling with Shadows, rather Beyond the Mat.
Beyond the Mat, that's it.
Wrestling with Shadows,
Beyond
the
Mat,
one
where he reunites with his daughter and everything, and he goes into he's had a horrible life, and you know you can understand why the way he is. The way he is.
It is absolutely remarkable to look at Jake the Snake here and then rewind 20 years ago and see him at Heroes of Wrestling. And the absolute embarrassment, the worst wrestling match, or one, I mean, that whole show is just full of like the worst matches you've ever seen. But he was involved in one of the most awkward, horrible wrestling matches I've ever seen in my life. You fast forward 20 years now, he looks like he's 20 years younger than he was in that point there. He just looks like he's absolutely incredible shape. And yet, it's just like, I spent 20 years getting clean. I'm not here to play nice. And he just had great, called Arn Anderson a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Got a dark one coming. What a snake wants, a snake takes. I don't want the whole pie, I just want your share.
I love that bit.
But my favorite, the killer line at the end of this, he said, I was always told you never turn your back on someone you respect or you're afraid of. And he tosses the mic and turns his back and walks away from Cody. And the crowd go, oh.
That's a mic drop. Because it's coming from Jake, this sort of older, respected ring psychology master, it just felt like you've destroyed Cody.
Yeah.
And it does, it's like, while the Bucks and Omega and Paige are like, we're going to do all these moves, I feel like Cody's like, so all my old 80s wrestling toys, I want to play with them.
Yeah.
And this is the latest one he's brought back out. I have no problem with it.
No.
Imagine, you're Cody. You're managed by Arn Anderson. You're in a feud with Jake the Snake. So Jake teased that he's going to debut someone to go against Cody. It's not going to be Jake wrestling. So the speculation is Brody Lee, the former Luke Harper. Because
he's got stuff in, he called Cody Caesar in the promos, and like Caesar, if I'm getting all this correct, was thwarted by the Ides of March, and March 15th is that date.
Wow.
And that's when they're in Rochester, New York.
That's dense.
So like if AEW are going that deep into it to be like, can you put all these pieces of the puzzle together? Like that's telegraph cryptic crosswords sort of levels of stuff.
Do you want to hear my sort of really in-depth clue? he had the same hair as Lance Archer.
They both got told by Mr. Burns to shave their sideburns.
So Lance Archer tweeted, actually, earlier in the day, that he's going to go on a Killing the Elite rampage, which is a really cool, like, you know, story arc for a comic book series. If AEW is this big comic book that I like to read. Like Lance Archer as the new supervillain. I'm going to kill the Elite. I'm going to run through Cody. Boom, boom, boom. So maybe that's it.
Yeah.
If it's another new person going against Cody, I can't see Cody not putting them over.
Yeah.
I don't think Cody needs any more losses.
I almost feel like he thinks that's his role now. Like, whereas, do you remember, like, you know, last year, they all thought that was their role. Like, Cody thought it was his role. Kenny thought it was his role. The Bucks thought it was their role. Then they've all come to agree. It was like, it can't all be us.
Yeah.
So it's now just Cody doing it.
One of us has got to lose and the rest of us have to win because we're the best.
Yeah. But I thought this was a fantastic promo. So happy to see Jake. I really, you know, it's proper fingers crossed. I hope this works out for them and works out for him. And I'm excited to see where we go from this next. Also, like, it's a great use of legends, particularly if you've got legends that are very good at talking. It's why Tully, in, you know, that all-out build for Cody worked so well with Shawn Spears. It's a shame that that's not really ever built to anything else. But it's a great use of these old wrestling minds that are kind of like helping the new generation get over and sort of like pass on their knowledge rather than winning the Universal Championship. And, you know, to take a little shot. I think it's a really smart move.
Yeah, having Jake in the locker room, as long as he's not, you know, having substance abuse issues, the knowledge and the experience he can give these guys.
Yeah.
And there is no one more in command of ring psychology and manipulating a crowd than Jake the Snake. Like, any documentary will tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely
so
incredible.
Really, really good stuff.
You just got to get in dead close to hear him talk.